Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow. It seems I'm live for real. I hope so. Lady Victoria here with Victoria's School of Etiquette. And I want you all to just come on in on this morning. I hope that my broadcasting issues have been resolved. I did do a test, and it seems like the test went through on this morning. So I am hoping that this video is actually live and that we will be able to go all the way through. So anyway, this morning I am Lady Victoria from Victoria's School of Etiquette, where we offer a solution to your etiquette dilemmas. I'm broadcasting to you live this morning from the great windy city of Chicago. Chi-Town is what we like to call it. We are the best in the Midwest, and I am happy to welcome you to our broadcast on this morning. So just come on in, like and share across your social media platforms. Come on in, tag a neighbor, tag a friend, and again, I'm glad to have you be a part of our platform on this morning. So I'm going to jump in real quick. Our topic this morning is for our What About Wednesday series is overcoming self-defeat. Overcoming self-defeat. And my question to you is this morning, why do we or have we lived on the edge of self-defeat for so many years? Over the past several years, I've had the opportunity to encounter various people from different walks of life, from different backgrounds in their lives, and I'm just surprised at how we speak things into our existence that are unnecessary, and I can put myself in that category because I did the same thing for years on end. You drink the Kool-Aid, you sign up for the subscription that someone else has written about your life, and that's how you live. Not all of us do that, but some of us have done that, at various points in our lives, and we find ourselves in a position where we have become our greatest enemy. And it is us that is standing in the way of our progress in life. It is us that is standing in the way of us moving forward and living and having the best life that we really want to live. Now, I decided to do this because just going through a journal that I had written some time ago and answering some questions that had been posed to me on this life journey and how I answered those questions. How have you allowed yourself to live according to the life standards that someone else has subscribed for you? How are you now beginning to live your best life, and how are you deciding to get there? Well, back in that day, I was not the person then that I am now. I can thankfully say now, good morning, thank you for joining. I can thankfully say now that I am living in a place where I am actively creating the best life that I want to live. It's not according to someone else's subscription. It's not according to the prescription that someone else has written for me for my life and told me what it should look like. I'm not living by that standard because I realize and recognize now that the life that I live really will be the one that I create. And so in order for you to be happy, you have to decide what that looks like for you in your life. And it's not according to someone else. But oftentimes we find ourselves in the path of self-defeat, like I said, and we have become our worst enemy. We're not abiding by the art of living your best life. We're not doing that. And so for those of you that aren't, I just want to say to you on this morning that you are the one that's in control. No one else is. You are the one that's in control. If other people are in control of your life, it's because you've given that power and authority over to them, and you have subscribed to what they want. They're looking at you and saying, oh, this is what I see in you. You can do this or you can do that, or you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. And that's not how we should live our lives. We have to have a very healthy dose of self-esteem that allows us to make the choices that are going to be fruitful for us in our lives. So I just want to share something with you on this morning about having that healthy self-esteem and how we can overcome and not be the person that defeats ourselves. You don't have to succumb to self-defeat and you're always fighting against yourself to live your best life or to be the person that you truly are. It's all about choices. It's about the choices that we make. And so choices are how we design and co-create our lives. We are not guests in our lives, but we are the owners of them. You own your own life and you own what goes on and what happens in your life. And it is what you say and it is about what you do, the choices that you make that design the life that you are living. You're not a spectator in your life, but you are the chief director in your life. You call the shots. You decide, if you need to make a do-over, when they're making a movie and they do a scene and it's not what they want it to be, they're going to come back and they're going to do take two, scene one, take two. So you can come back and do a take two in your life. You can turn that decision around that you made. You can turn that choice around that you made. And you can feel it and allow it to be something more positive than the previous scene that you were living in your own life. So don't be a spectator. Don't be the person that just sits by and, you get by life through the seat of your pants and you're just there. You're not making any choices. You're not making any decisions, but you're accepting whatever comes to you as the truth of what your life should be, as the truth of what that situation should be. And that's not how it is. Don't be that person. Be the director. Don't be the spectator. When we blame God or others, we abdicate what most people genuinely fear, and that is self-responsibility. So many times we don't want to take responsibility for our lives. We don't want to take responsibility for the choices and the decisions that we've made, whether it's a job that we're working at, whether it's the place that we're living, whether it's the salary that we're making, whatever it is, even down to the clothes that we wear. It is your choice. You do not have to subscribe to what someone else says about you as being your life. And I just can't reiterate that enough because I was once in that position and I'm no longer there. And I'm so glad to be free that I want to be able to share this message with others. And I will do so and continue to do so as long as I feel led and impressed to do so. So don't be that person. And if you are being that person, if you have been that person, you can make an active choice now to make a turnaround and no longer be in a place that's really causing you to be miserable most of your life. Instead of causing you to be happy, we lose so many years and we miss out on so many events in our own lives when we are locked up in a position where we're not happy with what we're doing, we're not happy with where we're going, we're not happy with how we're getting there, but we just keep going anyway. Don't be that person. Take charge, take control. Life is a daily reflection of our choices. We are not victims, we are powerful co-creators of our destiny. Me discovering this for myself personally, when it truly hit home, was huge. It was absolutely huge for me. And again, I can't say enough how beneficial it is for everyone to come to that realization and to come to that understanding and to really begin to live life in that manner. Our lives is made up of the choices that we make. And if you're not happy with the choices, change them. You have the power to do that. You have the power to change it every single day. An opportunity presents itself for you to do so. And it starts right up here. It starts right up here. You're thinking about, I think I want to do things differently. I think that I just want to choose a different path. So the thoughts that you think, they're positive. Take charge of that and put it into action. You have to delete things out of your life, out of your thoughts. We even have to delete some of our own behaviors in order to accomplish the things that are going to be most satisfying and productive to us in our lives, because we also have to remember that we are production centers. Each individual, you are a production center. And oftentimes when we're not happy with our lives, it's because we're not producing the fruit that's already in us. We're not producing the fruit that's already in us to manifest the destiny that we say that we want. So if you go to any manufacturing plant, let's say Ford, you go to Ford. Ford makes cars, right? If they are sitting there with all of the machinery there, all of the parts to the vehicle that needs to be put together to produce a car, if they never turn the machine on, if they never run the belts, if they never plug anything in, they're not going to produce any cars. If they have all the machinery rolling and going, but they never put anything on the assembly line, they're still not going to produce any cars. You have to have all of the components there together in order for it to work. You just can't have the machinery. You just can't have the parts, but you have to actively put them together. They have to be actively plugged in, right? You get what I'm saying? They have to actively be in a position where they can actually produce. So having the machinery there and all the parts, but never plugging them in, never running the assembly line, never having the people that man them there at those various stations, at this point when it's time to produce a door, they can't be just standing there just waiting and doing nothing. You know, when it comes down the line, they have to do what they have to do. Put that door on the line so that it goes on down, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And for every part of that vehicle that needs to be produced, some work has to be performed in order for the product to manifest. And it is the very same with us in our lives. We can't be spectators. We can't be people that are just standing by. You can't be a person in the crowd of your own life. You have to assume authority. You have to assume directorship of your life. You are the producer. And if you don't produce the fruit that's in you already, it can't manifest. If you don't do anything, we have to do the work. And it's hard. It's hard work. But the results are so worth all of the work that we do to become the best you. Don't be a spectator. Be the director. Don't live by the seat of your pants. Anything that life throws at you, you just accept it as such. Well, this is just my lot in life, and this is how it's going to be. No, you are a co-creator of your life. You put a demand on the things that you want, and you speak them so that they can then come to fruition. This is how they manifest, by the words that we speak, by the choices that we make. So if you're making choices and you're not happy with those choices, make new choices. Decide. Don't fall victim to self-defeat and just accept that this is the way it is. It's only that way if you allow it to be so. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Live the life that you want by making the choices that's going to get you what it is that you want. Right? So my time is limited this morning. I would really like to go on and share more, and maybe at a later date I'm sure that I will, because I will keep speaking this message because it so resonates with me. And again, I remember when I made the transition. It's so life affirming. It is so life affirming. So thank you this morning for being a part of our broadcast. Please be kind and rewind. I have to go on to my next duty and my next assignment, but we will chat again soon. Lady Victoria, thank you for being a part of our platform this morning. And remember what I always say, the manners that you practice in private are the ones that show up publicly. Thank you. We'll chat again soon. Bye for now.